welcome to our March episode of Silver Linings Talk Show. You know the old saying, March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb, and sometimes it just is a lion the whole month, right? So we would like to talk a little bit about manifestation and visualization, and I think what we should bring into that is sunshine and warmth. How does that sound?
Oh, I love that idea, Lynn.
Because everybody wants it, but it's not coming in March. Not likely anyways.
And we're talking about in New England.
Right, yeah. We are living in New England, that's our reality. So I don't know, Jess, tell us, can you give us some ideas on how to bring a little warmth and sunshine into our day through manifestation?
Yeah, so the first key to manifestation is to relax, and meditation is a really good tool for that. So if you're manifesting and you're meditating, just visualize that warm sunshine or whatever it is that you're looking for. But I mean, on a cold gray day in March where you're really looking for that sunshine, what a better way to wake up and just visualize that beautiful sun, right?
And for those that are okay, here's all this anecdotal discussion about visualization. I'm someone who likes to have a little bit more info about, does visualization really work? So I just wanted to talk about this really cool study that I came across, and it is a Dr. Blaslato at the University of Chicago in 1996 did this really cool study to look at visualization and if it works. So he took a group of students and he divided them into different groups, and they focused on 30 minutes of just free throws on the basketball court. And then he divided all those students into 3 different groups. One group for 30 days could not get on the court, could not touch a basketball, could not do any practice.
Okay.
Second group, they had to go into the gym for 30 days, 30 minutes every day, and practice their free throws. The third group went into the gym, all they did was close their eyes and visualize them hitting every free throw that they did. Guess what the results were?
The third group won. That's my guess.
Super close. So the group that did nothing for 30 days, they literally had no improvement in their free throws. The group that went in and practiced for 30 days straight, 30 minutes, had 24% improvement in their free throws.
Okay.
But the group that visualized had 23% improvement.
Wow.
And all they did was stand on the court, eyes closed, and just visualize them sinking and hitting those free throws. So there's a study right there to show that visualization works.
Yeah, that's
How cool
great.
is that?
It may not be good as the real thing, but it's close.
Especially when we're talking about sunshine.
Good.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. So one thing that I'm excited about with our guest today is this is even something that he does in his practice and work, and we will talk a little bit about that in our conversation. But our guest today is David Cook, and he is a best-selling author, sales strategist expert, sales coach, and a speaker. And he is with us today. He is the author of the international bestseller and award-winning book, How to Be a Great Salesperson by Monday Morning. I have to tell you, I read this book. It was just full of amazing tidbits. So I'm super excited for us to talk with David Cook. And welcome, David. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, David. Welcome.
How are you?
Hi. Good to be. Good to be here.
Awesome.
We are so excited you're joining us from Texas, so thank you for being here with us today, and we're so excited to talk about your book.
Yay. Yeah, so I have to start off with asking you, what was the motivation behind writing this book? Who is it for, and what's the importance behind how you created it? I know it's a loaded question, but because of the tidbits that I know you can answer this well.
Oh, okay. The reason why I wrote my book is that I heard or I read somewhere that everybody should write an autobiography. Everybody should write their own story for their children or their children's children. And and then I got to thinking, I've been very, very extremely blessed to have been very successful in sales for the past 30 years. So I thought to myself, I want to pass, I got so much knowledge in sales, and then I want to pass that along to my son. So the thing is that I don't want to leave this earth thinking there's something I could have said to my son. I get choked up here. and I don't want to leave this earth thinking there's something I could have said to my son, and I didn't. So that's why I wrote the book. I put all my knowledge into that book for my son, so he can read it. And I've gotten so many emails from people all over the world telling me, just telling me that they can feel that the book was also written with love. So that means a lot.
And I love
so that's
how
why I wrote the book.
And I love how when you wrote the book, you created like really short chapters. And I was curious the reason that you chose kind of that framework of the short chapters.
Okay, because I've read so many books in my life on sales, right? And these chapters, they'll be like 30 pages long, just filled with fluff. And I'll get through reading a chapter and I'll think to myself, well, what was that all about? What happened? The chapter's going everywhere. So I kept it very short, succinct chapters, just taking out all the fluff and just getting right to the point of the matter. And because it is designed for somebody to read the book and they gain all this, it's like a weekend read, so they can go into work Monday morning or whatever and use so many tidbits and tips and things to make them a better salesperson.
It's almost like having a conversation, right? You were having a conversation. It's like a back and forth. Short chapter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's really one great thing about this book is that because you wrote it with love in mind, you wrote it for your son, it's really something that takes a subject that can be difficult and really makes it accessible to everyone. So because of that, I bet this book is doing really well. How is it doing?
Well, thank you for asking. As a matter of fact, I thought you'd never ask. No, I'm kidding. It's doing extremely well. And it's been translated into other languages. Most recently is translated into the Chinese language. So that started like a month ago with it being sold in China. I'm like, wow, very excited. It's selling hundreds of books, hundreds and hundreds of books every single month, 390 reviews on Amazon. I just couldn't be more thrilled. And then when I wrote the book, 3 months after it was published, it was selected as a top 10 must-read book in sales and marketing.
Yay!
Wow!
So, wow!
Wow, that's great.
I know. So I'm really, really happy about that.
And you had like an amazing testimonial that someone reached out to you about regarding your book.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, about a month after it was released, I got an email from someone in Germany, right? And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, the book's in Germany, But that's my first book, I'm just like, wow, I'm so excited. Anyway, so this guy, Max is his name, emailed me from Germany, and he says, oh, Dave, thank you for writing your book. I love it. It's so great. And I'm like, oh, yes, you're welcome. My pleasure. And then about a month after that, he emailed me again. And he says, Dave, because of the tips and tricks and everything I learned in your book, today I was able to close a sale for $750,000.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Wow.
And he says, and for a startup business, he said that we really needed it, and it was really great. And I'm like, okay, you're welcome.
All right,
yeah. It's just so extremely, as you can imagine, so extremely rewarding to hear how I've changed people's lives in so many ways for the better. And
okay,
that really makes me feel good.
Then we
Great.
need you to share, if you're going to tell us that you got that testimonial, we're going to need to hear some tips. Like what would you say are the 5 tips for sales? Like 5 top tips.
Okay.
Like these are your 5 tips.
Oh yeah, oh definitely. Yeah, that's directly straight from the book. It's kind of like my book is written in chronological order. It's like what you should do when you're in sales. Another thing too, everybody's in sales. Everybody listening to this call is in sales, whether you realize it or not. It just, you are in sales. You may be selling your kids on why they should do their homework, but people tell me, they say, Dave, I've never sold anyone anything. And I say, have you ever bought anything? And they go, well, yeah. And then I say, well, then you have sold someone, you sold yourself. Because what do you do when you buy something? You know, you look at, an article of clothing, you start thinking, oh, that would look great on me. There's a benefit. You know, it goes with other outfits I have. There's another benefit. So and you may be you may be in an interview selling yourself to a person who's hiring. So everybody's in sales. But anyways, the tips, back to that. The top 5, there's so many in the book, but the top 5, and these are just critical. It's like you must do these. It's very, very important. And that is when you're talking to someone, the person you're talking with, your customer, whatever it may be, the very first thing you want to do is make them laugh. You have to make them laugh. That's the first thing you want to do. Because it's a proven fact, when you get someone laughing, they are on your side. They're relaxed. You know, I'd rather be around people who make me laugh. And the way to make people laugh, it's usually self-deprecating jokes, things like, oh, if you hear something creaking, that's my bones. I can't take this cold weather. Oh my God, oh, it's terrible. So anyway, it's silly little things, but it gets people laughing and they relax. And in their mind, they think, oh, this guy's fun. He's funny. I'm going to enjoy listening to him. So you want to get their attention, you make them laugh. And then the next thing, number 2, is enthusiasm. You have to get excited, because if you're not excited, why should your customer be excited? So you have to get excited. And the way to get yourself incredibly excited, here's a little trick, okay? Here's what you want to do. The way to get yourself excited, go home tonight, whatever it may be, go to a quiet place in your house where you can't be disturbed at all. And then you sit there and you think about the happiest time in your life. It could be your first kiss, your first date, when you got married, when your child was born, whatever it may be. But the ultimate happiest time in your life, bring that back into your mind, think about it, feel it throughout your entire body, load that feeling, lock it into your brain. So before you go to talk to your customer or anybody it may be, bring that thought up again. Okay, so suddenly you're back to the happiest time of your life, so so you're all excited naturally. So you have to be excited, because like I said, if you're not excited, why should your customer be excited? And enthusiasm sells. It really does. So that's that. Number 3, okay, is benefits. You have to stress the benefits, because all your customer cares about is what's in it for me. And that's all they should care about, is what's in it for me. Benefits, this will save you time, this will save you money, this will make you happier, this will benefit you in so many ways. Say, for instance, I know we're on a time, I keep thinking about the time that we have here. I have so many little examples for you. Like if someone's selling we'll pick something like a baseball, okay? They're not buying the baseball. They don't care about the stitching on the baseball. They don't care about the leather on the baseball. What they care about, what they're buying, is the fact that they can play catch with their kids. That's what they're buying. They're buying the fact that maybe they can hit a home run. So if you're selling a baseball or whatever, just tell them, hey, you can play catch with your kids, but you might be able to hit a home run. That's what they're buying. It's not the ball they're buying. They're buying the benefit from that baseball. Okay?
So true.
Keep that in mind.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what they're buying. So interrupt me if you want. I get excited. I get going.
No, I love the tips.
Love it. Enthusiasm, right?
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Enthusiasm and benefits.
I was doing an interview with Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul, right?
Yes.
Great guy. And he said the same thing. I said, Jack, interrupt me. I get excited. He says, no, you practice what you preach. Get excited. He just said. But anyway, so that's number 3, benefits. And then number 4 is urgency. And that one is, you have to give your customer a reason to act now, or why should they? Why should they? If they can put this off till next week, next year, next whatever, they'll do it. So give them a reason to act now, because the hottest, the most excited anybody will ever be about your product or service is when they first see it. That's the most excited they will ever be. So give them a reason to act now. If we can do this by the end of the month, I'll be able to do this. If we can do this today, I can do this. Give them a little reason to act now. So urgency is very important. Don't let it drag out, because eventually it'll just go off into la-la land. They'll just forget it. It'll go on the back burner. They'll forget about it. So urgency is very important. And then number 5, and this is also critical. They're all critical. But number 5 is say your customer's name over and over and over. Because the sweetest sound to anyone's ears is the sound of their own name. People love hearing their own name. And then another thing too, when someone says your name, what do? You listen. It's been programmed in us since birth. Your mother says your name, Tom, yeah, Dave, yeah, I mean, you can't help but listen. So when you're given a presentation about something, or you want to get your child's attention, you want to get anyone's attention, you hear that, oh, you never listen to me. Well, to make someone listen to you, you first say their name, okay?
Absolutely.
So when you're giving a presentation about a product, oh yeah, they have to listen. When you say someone's name, you own their thoughts for 3 seconds, okay? It's like what you do after those 3 seconds, I don't know, but you own their thoughts. So say their name. So the thing is, when you're in a presentation, when you're showing your product or service to someone, and you're coming to a wow factor in your presentation, right? First, you want to say their name. It's like, Sarah, you got their attention. I wanted to point out how this is going to save you time and save you money. So that's it. There's a lot more, but those are the top 5.
Well, those were great.
Yeah.
I mean, because the way you explained them was really helpful.
Absolutely.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate that, setting the stage for what the meat of the book is about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Dave, we started talking about visualization in the beginning of the show, and you talk a little bit about visualization and I am in your book. So tell us a little bit more about how that motivation, that attitude, that practice of visualization goes along with what you're telling us.
Okay. Yeah, like the words I and am, those 2 words are extremely, extremely popular, or extremely powerful is what I meant to say. Those 2 words are extremely powerful because, and the thing is, when you say I am, the affirmations are like, think of something, I am blessed. We're all blessed just to be here right now, quite frankly, but I am blessed. I am happy. I am positive, I am motivated, use the words I am, because if you use the words you are, that way you're flipping it out to someone else. That's why you have to say I am. I am blessed, I am happy, I am a winner. Those are affirmations. See, the thing is, when people get up in the morning, they drag out of bed, they go into the bathroom, they go, whatever, But they start putting on their clothes and whatever, shower clothes, whatever. But the thing is, the very first thing you have to put on in the morning is your attitude. That's the most important thing. So I get up every morning at 6:20, okay? I get out of bed at 6:30 because those 10 minutes I'm doing my affirmations. I am happy, I am blessed, I am this. I'll say a prayer for everybody. I want everybody to do great. But do those, and first thing you want to put on is your attitude. And like I say, the words, Google it. Google the power of I am, because it is extremely popular. And then also we were talking about visions. You got to have a vision board. Put up a vision board in your house somewhere. What you want, you have to see these things. Another thing too, any trophy that you may have and any award that you got for accomplishments, put those everywhere so you can constantly see them and be reminded of how great you are.
Oh, I really,
So there.
that I love the point that you brought up about not getting out of bed before you've adjusted your attitude or set your attitude for the day. That's something that I read recently too, and I can't remember where it was. Maybe it was on Google somewhere, I'm not sure. But it's kind of a habit I get into now where I will snooze and just kind of put my head in, okay, what do I have to do today? And kind of set myself up for hopefully success, that I'm going to get everything done or I am going to succeed. So I really like how you phrase that, whether it's prayers, whether it's I ams, but that taking that extra time, setting your alarm for 10 minutes before and doing that really, I think makes a difference.
Yeah, putting on your attitude first. Great tip, Dave.
I also love
another thing.
I was going to say, I also love in your book, you talk about your passwords. That in your book, your passwords are all like powerful and positive.
Yeah, that's so funny. That's what I was just going to say. And I wanted to tell you about passwords, but yeah, that's right where I was going next. I love it.
Great minds.
Oh, yeah. We got it going on here, huh? Look at that. I love it. Wow. Okay. But yeah, all of my passwords are like, I am a winner. I am happy. I am awesome. I feel great. Things like that. Make that your passwords. Don't think you have to have another child just so you can come up with another password. I heard somebody say that, which I thought was funny. Yeah, but make them all. Yeah, I am successful. I am blessed. I am beautiful. I am whatever it may be. But yeah, keep your passwords there. Just keep it always, always, always at the forefront. And then, you start walking around, hey, I'm pretty cool, So, but it's just all in your attitude.
Yes, I love, because that's, you're setting that within yourself to then radiate out when you're working with people. And that is also what I think is contributing to so much success in sales. I think that that's fantastic, and just success in life, no matter what it is. And I love how you also talked about in your book is the importance of building that customer connection. And I didn't know this piece, is that most sales occur between your 5th and 12th time of contacting them.
Oh, I knew that.
I didn't.
I definitely knew that.
didn't, and
Being in sales, it's crazy.
And I'm like, wow, that seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. And I kind of would feel myself, and this is where I'm not so great in sales, so I like this book a lot, is I would feel like I don't want to be bothering people that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then hearing that you kind of have to continue to make that connection.
Yeah, share a little bit about how you go about those follow-ups, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. I want to make, there's two things I want to say. I'm giving myself a little note for the second one. Making a connection. Okay, making a connection. I mean, you can go on LinkedIn, you can look at the person. Maybe they like to play music, maybe they like to go fishing, maybe they like whatever, So when you're talking to them, you can say, oh, yeah, I understand you like music. I play music, I play the saxophone, So that's a good buddy connection you can get going, which is great, But one thing, speaking of following up with somebody like the 5th, 6th, 7th time, because like I said earlier, the hottest anyone is ever going to be is when they first see your product. Okay, that's it, period. That's the hottest, right? Yeah. Then they hang up the phone or whatever it may be, they get off into something else, they become less hot about your product, so you have to keep reminding them. But here, it's like everybody listening to me, okay, write this down. This is so important. Because, it takes time, to get a sale or to get whatever. People often can't do anything right now, but you got to keep reminding them of how great your product is. So here's what you do. When you're calling someone, I just love this. This works so well. When you're calling someone, you open up with this line. Tom, okay, you got their attention. Remember, always say their name. They love hearing their name. You always say, Tom, please forgive my persistence. Okay, that's the line. Please forgive my persistence. Okay, because when you say please, you're humbling yourself. People like humbling people like other people who are humble. That's what I'm trying to say. But you're humbling yourself. Please forgive my persistence. I've used that line a million times, and everybody's like, oh, no, you're just doing your job. That's okay. Some people start off with, Tom, I hate to bother you. Well, guess what? Tom is suddenly being bothered because you said it,
Right.
Hate to bother you,
what a great way to put it.
No. Or forgive my persistence, please. However you want to phrase it, but forgive my persistence, please. But like I say, and they'll say, well, no, Dave, you're just doing your job. That's it. I understand. I can't do anything right now because I have to talk to Carl, but if you could check back on me in a week or so, that'd be great. Okay, Tom, perfect. I'll send a little follow-up email here, and but please forgive my persistence. Incredibly powerful. That's what allows you to follow up and follow up and follow up.
That's great.
Because you're asking for forgiveness,
That's
Awesome.
great.
that's a biggie.
Yeah, and it's another great tidbit in your book.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's so many.
I know,
Yeah.
there are.
Okay.
So we have kind of a final thought for you is, what would be your kind of final thought for our viewers as something that you think is like super important when it comes to sales?
Okay. Well, one thing is, and actually I have to tell you, I got this idea from Jason, and I think that you guys all know Jason. Jason Otrin. I did in the very
Jason
beginning.
is
Oh
my
God,
spouse.
Jason. What's that?
He's my spouse.
Yeah, I hope you didn't mind me saying your name and all, but this, in the beginning, Jason is so good, and proofreading my book. But anyways, he and I were talking, and he told me about trusted advisor. And I'm like, trusted advisor, we got to talking about, I got to thinking about it, and I went, that's awesome. So the whole chapter of trusted advisor is dedicated to Jason, but it's great because in sales, what do you want to do? You want to supersede the salesperson status and become a trusted advisor. And to give you a quick example, I don't know how much time we have left, so if
We have about a minute.
rushing, let me know.
We have about a minute, but I love
How
your
long?
story. We have a minute, but I love your story.
Okay. Real quick, I'm horrible at picking out clothes. I'm just really bad, So I used to go into stores, I'd try on a shirt, I would come out and I really would ask people walking by, does this shirt look good on me? They'd look at me like, yeah, sure, it looks great. Yeah, you're fine. But one time I was in this clothing store and there's this sales lady, and I came out of the dressing room. I said, "Does this shirt look good on me?" She says, "No, it doesn't." And I went, "What?" She says, "That." I was offended for some kind of my ego. Who knows? And I don't know. But anyway, she says, "No, that shirt doesn't look good on you, but this one does." And I went, "Oh, okay." I tried it on. I said, "You sure?" She says, "Oh yeah." I went to work. Everybody's going, "Oh, nice shirt, Dave. Where'd you get that?" Blah blah blah. So I went back like 2 or 3 days later. Do you have a sport coat to go with this and pants? She says, "Oh yeah, here." I tried them on, went to work. Everybody loved it. So now when I go visit this lady, I don't even try on the clothes she suggests. She just says, "This will look good, this. Okay, thanks. I get the clothes, Lily." You see, she earned my respect. She's now become my trusted advisor. She's no longer the sales lady that I knew, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She earned my respect. So, yeah, and the thing is, when you become a trusted advisor, your customer, a trusted advisor truly puts their customer's interests first, and your customer will pick up on that.
Awesome.
So,
So
that's where you want to be.
We're enjoying our conversation so much, but we are out of time. But I want to know, can you give everyone your website about how they could reach out to you? And
Sure.
And certainly, because you do courses and speaking and all kinds of stuff. What is your website?
It's davidrcook.com.
Super easy.
R for Robert, R for Ralph. davidrcook.com.
Awesome.
Okay, great.
Well, thank
Thanks
you.
so
We
much.
loved having you on, and thank you for sharing so much of your wisdom about sales.
Yeah.
And literally, you could read this book on a weekend and take some of these tips and go in on a Monday morning. So thank
There
you
you go.
so much. It was awesome having you.
Well, pleasure. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thanks, David.
Awesome.
And may you have a sunshiny March.
Yes. And on that note, we have to say goodbye. And we just want to thank Jess again for
thank
being a
you,
fabulous
ladies.
guest
Thank you for having
co-host.
me.
And we wish you guys all a happy, sunny March.